Okay, there we go. How are you? How's everybody? It's just us tonight, just us at the moment. We might have JK, we might have who knows, but it's just myself and Nalante. So if you're watching, say hello in the chat. Let us know. I'm sure everybody's out there. If they're not enjoying, yeah, just the sun is going down, but it's a beautiful day. Maybe last the evening sunshine. And Champions League, wishing it was us, of course. Nalante wishing it was us, but it's not. But still a bit of top level football to have on in the background, if nothing else, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, I guess at some point we have to put it. It's still frustrating a bit, but yeah, some interesting games tonight. The Bayern, and obviously the bottlers versus the Madridsters. So yeah, it's very interesting tonight.
I've got Byron on in the corner there on the phone. Have you got Arsenal on? Are you watching in the background or
Yeah, I'm watching Arsenal. Yeah, watching the Arsenal game.
how's that
Oh,
for him?
yeah, big up Norm as well. Oh, yeah, big up Norm. Yeah, I
Um,
think from the first 10 minutes, the Arsenal corner seemed to be creating a little bit of havoc to Madrid, but Madrid, yeah, they're on the break. They've already shown they're dangerous. So yeah, it's just so yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. But interesting.
yeah, uh bit light at the back, aren't they? I mean they like that kid Skelly, but it's him and Kivior? Kivior?
Yeah, Kibio.
Kivior?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit surprised they started him. I thought they would. I don't know if I need to check the time. I think Calafiori or Timber they can move them in central in the centre back the position or Ben White, and then either one. But it's a big test for him because he's not all that. So let's see how he does.
Yeah, they've got Zinchenko and they've got Tierney on the bench, so they obviously don't fancy either of them, which is understandable, especially Zinchenko. He's a proper liability, that lad. Um, he can have like one go, decent game. He look kind of inverted midfielder type stuff, but as a
Yeah,
left back, he'd give you nightmares. Uh, and Tierney, geez, I mean, he's kind of he's been a forgotten man there for a long time now. Tierney hasn't been able to get in that side.
yeah. I do feel a bit sorry for Tierney because he literally is a good player, and they've just kind of for whatever reason Arteta's just discarded him really. And then he's going to go back to Celtic on a free transfer, which I don't know, man. I mean, no
Yeah.
disrespect to Celtic. I think he's better than Celtic. He could do a decent job elsewhere.
Well, it was typical when you're a small nation in international football. It's
Yeah,
often the case where you get two excellent players to come along, and guess what? They both play in exactly the same specific position. So they
yeah,
had Tierney and Robbo at left back when they were both at their peaks. Because there was even a conversation for a little while where some Scottish fans were like, "Oh no, Tierney's the better left back. Robbo's a bit better at this, but Tierney's better at that." But that conversation didn't last very long. Yeah, he pretty much fell apart. Well, yeah, it's Arsenal, isn't it? It's what can happen. Go to a big club sometimes with these guys. I know JK is here. Just say hello to him. I know he's on mute at the moment, but
Hi there, bro.
that's a
But
proper
blessing on
Southend
as
face.
well.
yeah. Big up, BK. Big up, Broski.
I hope you cool,
Lot of
bro. Yeah,
mercy. Lot of mercy.
lot of mercy, bro. Yeah, man. It's just a weird feeling. The Champions League football going on, and Arsenal and Aston Villa are involved, and we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm annoyed.
gotta move
I
on.
mean,
Gotta move on.
Yeah,
yeah,
but I've moved on now. Yeah. It hurts.
it does. Yeah,
As long as Arsenal get knocked out, uh,
Yeah,
but
like I even
can take
I'm
some
willing
comfort in
Real
that.
Madrid win another Champions League trophy. I don't want Arsenal to win it at all. Yeah. So for me, it'd be a good result if Madrid can get a result here, yeah, should be okay.
Do either of you think PSG have what it takes to go on and win the whole thing? Not just because they bet us, but were you impressed
Well, they
enough to think?
showed. I think in the two games against us, they showed their strength and their concentration levels. Like at the end of the day, it was a 1-1 game in 2 90-minute games. It was 1-1. It went down to penalties and stuff, and then you had the extra time as well. So it was only 1 goal scored by each team, but I was really impressed in the way they concentrated. I've never really seen that in a PSG team, so it was a bit like whoa. A bit surprised how sort of solid and well they played. I think if they keep that sort of level of concentration they did in the 2 games against us, why not?
Yeah, no, Nolante, would they be, or if not them? I know it's probably a little bit late to kind of use them, but would you have a dark horse for this tournament now, or do you think it's?
It's
Think
difficult. I
anyone
think
can make a surprise?
I don't think anyone will be surprised, but again, a dark horse. But again, it's very hard to disrespect them as a dark horse because they've been in the
Yeah,
final. But I think Inter are the one something to watch. Like Bayern, I don't know. Bayern the favourites, but I think Inter could beat them over 2. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Inter, you
Yeah,
have to
Bayern
watch
aren't
them.
great. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Isaki
I watched
JK.
yeah. I watched a few of their games, and what it is, they can
Mhm.
see goals.
Yeah.
Like, what's their Neuer isn't in goal. He's been injured for a while now, but I just
Mhm.
feel, yeah, like Eric
yeah, they
Dyer's
got
playing
some
in the
kid
back.
in
He's
goal.
mad.
They got some kid in goal tonight. I can't remember his name. I'd never heard of him.
Begins with U. Ugarit
Yeah,
or
it's
something. Yeah.
Odigi or Odigi or something
Yeah.
like that.
Or you God from Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh yeah,
But
Bill.
for me, their
Let's see
attack
now.
is good. Musiala's not playing today.
Yeah,
There's a
he's
lot
out for
of.
the season, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Okay.
Well, he's done his
He's done
hamstring
really well.
properly.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
okay.
properly done his hamstring. So that
Oh
could be
God,
3
yeah.
months.
Oh,
I
I
didn't know
just looked
that.
at I just looked at the lineup. They're playing Rafael Guerrero as a number 10. That is mad from
Yeah.
company. That is
Yeah.
a diabolical decision. How
I would
you
probably rather
Even
play Gnabry there. I don't know.
Yeah,
Eric
Gnabry at
Dyer.
least.
Yeah, Eric
I know.
Dyer's in the team. They've no Upamecano.
Yeah.
They're missing a lot of people.
Exactly. Or I would play though he's announced he's leaving Bayern and then I'll play Muller. I don't know why that's weird. Let's see if it
Yeah.
works though, but yeah.
I think Muller in that type of game, that's probably last sort of chance to play in the Champions League. He'll give it 110.
Yeah.
That's you get that with Muller. He always gives sort of 110.
Mhm.
But we'll see. I don't think Company's a good guy, manager. I don't think he's a top manager. Like the way he got the Bayern job, for me, that was just like the craziest decision they've made. But at the end of the day, they've seen enough in him to think, yeah, this guy can carry on to great things and stuff. I think they're about 5 points ahead of Leverkusen in the in the Bundesliga. So Leverkusen has sort of closed the gap a little bit over the last few weeks and stuff. But I would love to see Leverkusen win the second league, but they need to keep winning. Bayern haven't been great. Certain results this season and stuff. So for me,
Six
Inter
6 points.
in the first rounds of games in the Champions League.
No, they're 6 points ahead of him in
Yeah,
the
6
Bundesliga.
points ahead. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So if they lose the next one, Leverkusen win 3 points. So that'll be nice.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say something that may surprise you. It's based on hunch. I think the winner of the cup will be the winner of PSG versus Villa.
Whoa.
Emirates. Right. Okay. I mean, I could
Bless up,
definitely go
Norman.
with the PSG part of that. Yeah, like Emery as a coach, I know it's mainly the other thing, the Europa League. And he's got 3 of them, at least. He's definitely got 3 of them. Did it with different clubs, very much like a good European Cup, and by European Cup, I mean European knockout style coach. So very much. Has he got the players there? They're a bit. It's Villa's defense. I think
Yeah,
if one of their better players is out, they're very shaky. They've not got a lot there at the back.
Mhm.
But
agreed, bro.
good in midfield, decent up front, decent up front. But yeah, like once you get like if like I don't know whatever Kamara or Mings or whoever it is they play is out, or the other guy, the guy they bought, the good guy, Pau Torres, the next cab off the rank for them, I don't think is enough. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'd definitely rather see if it has to be an English club, we'd definitely rather see Villa win it than see Arsenal win it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, 100%.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got no problem. Listen, mate, we'll
If
do
Villa wins,
avoid.
if Villa win, that'll be their second one then. I'm not a big fan of any British team winning it, really. But if I had to choose one, definitely be Villa.
Yeah.
But like for me, Villa, I watched them against Forest the other day, and Forest sort of battered them second half, and I'm surprised Forest didn't get a point. They ended up losing 2-1. But
Yeah, they
under
did, didn't
pressure,
it?
bro, it's true. Their defense is a bit isn't
Yeah.
great. Midfield for me, sound. Attack, sound. Like you thing is, what's his name can't play. The best PSG lad they got on loan.
Oh, yeah,
So
Asensio. Yeah, it'll be a little bit of a miss for them. He's done well
he will.
since he's come
He's
in.
been
Yeah.
doing well. Him and
Yeah.
Rashford actually. Yeah. So him missing. Then you probably got Rogers, and like Rogers for me, he's doing pretty well as well coming in this season.
Yeah. It's been a great,
What
good
did you make
revelation.
of the links, spurious, tenuous, whatever you want to call them, but I'm going to bring it up anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The links to Rodgers for Liverpool would, um, sorry, they're just
Obviously.
showing that Bayern just, this game is after stepping it up a little bit, and Bayern have had a couple of chances. And there was one there saved, and they just showed a replay. There's like a woman in the crowd, and she's got her big plastic kind of thing of beer. And when the thing gets, she just kind of involuntarily just kind of jumps a little bit, and she just threw half her beer into her own face. It's fucking hilarious.
What minute is that,
But
bro?
yeah,
Check that out.
yeah, they just cut to it there on Champions. Yeah,
Oh,
Bayern are starting to turn the screw here a little bit now. They've had a few. But yeah, Rogers to Liverpool. If just because look, this is like it's Tuesday night. We didn't have anything planned. We're going to talk about anything, so it's not serious
yeah.
transfer talk, but just I think he's kind of player that could do a job for us. Do you like what you've seen him?
I like what I see in him. I think very good with the ball at his feet. He's pretty skillful, actually. He scored a few goals this season and stuff. He's part of the Villa team that's got to this part of the Champions League as well. So he's an ex-Man City lad. So he's got sort of talent. Like anytime a big player, no, I wouldn't say a big player, but a guy leaves a Liverpool or a Man City or a Real Madrid, they're still good players, and it depends on if that rejection at the big club that they went to actually does their head in and they don't sort of get away from that and they can't get a decent career behind them with a big team. But I think Rodgers has sort of shown if you get your head down and get on with it, you can still sort of step it up and even be recognised inside for Liverpool or something. You know what I mean? So in that way, I'm pretty impressed with Rodgers. He ain't sulked that Man City let him go. He just went to Villa and just sort of cracked on.
Levante, do you have any thoughts on Rodgers as a player? You think
Uh,
if you saw
um,
a link pop up again, would you thinking, oh, what kind of reaction would you have?
I'll say yeah, but thanks, but no thanks for me. I think if we're gonna get levels, yeah, and this again, a lot of people probably disagree. Like I said, if you want Elliot, let's just say Harvey were to go and Rogers is the person we're going, I'm not going to be impressed if I'm honest. And Rogers is not a now number 10 like a Harvey for
Yeah,
me.
he's kind of a runner from midfield, isn't he? Or am I getting him wrong? He
Yeah,
breaks
kind of.
more of a, what would you call him?
He's a winger slash well forward. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a runner. Yeah, you could equate that to him, Brian.
Yeah, he's not someone that, I mean, he's not a, oh crap. Like he's not a number 10.
No,
He's
Nah,
more
no.
an
nah.
attacking 8 kind of thing, or would you say he's even more of a winger?
I wouldn't say winger myself. I just feel he's more sort of better in the middle, sort of. The games I've watched of him, he's good with his feet, hence why he could probably play a 10, but he wouldn't be my 10 sort of thing. A
Oh, there you
top
go.
player to have in the squad, you know what I mean?
Oh,
If he
sorry,
came into our
Kane.
squad and
Sorry.
he scored,
Go ahead. Oh no, he
Harry
had
Kane
a.
scored.
I'm not going to call it an open goal, but it was 3/4 of the goal was open, and he hit the post. Lovely work
Oh,
from
Okay.
Michael Elise. Lovely work from Elise.
I'll tell you, he's
Yeah, Kane
quality,
had to
Elise.
score.
I would have gone for him. You know, when we had the, he was. I
yeah,
would have gone for him. He's quality,
Brian.
bro. I watched a few Bayern games, and
Yeah.
he can cross the ball nice. Plays
Well,
in the
here's
same
one for
position.
you then.
Mhm.
If not Rogers, then what about Eze?
Not for me. Eze is the type of guy I've had in my fantasy football team a few times, but never does nothing. And
You got to
then
get him
he'll
on at
pop
the
up
right
in the last
time.
few
You got
weeks.
to get on him at
Yeah,
the right time.
and he's that type of guy. If you bring him in, he's that type of guy. It's a risk.
Mhm.
But in the last few, like Palace have after Liverpool in the last 10 games have got the most points, and I think
Yeah.
Eze's sort of stepped up in the last weeks. You know, Eze and Mateta, but Eze sort
Yeah.
of few assists, few goals. Yeah,
Mm,
but I don't
I don't
know.
know.
He isn't my cup of tea. I think he's a good player, but he isn't for me.
What about you, Nolante? Eze? If we were in the market for a number 8, number 10 creative,
Like I said, Eze is good, but again, it's not enough for me to move the needle to go get him. He's
Yeah.
not going to be like something that would be like that. Whoa, we've got people players in there that he does it different. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but no, again, not for me.
do you think he's kind of
I,
got that talisman thing going on where he's like top for Crystal Palace and you're just worried maybe he wouldn't be able to
yeah.
step up?
Do at Liverpool. Yeah,
Or
for some
even
reason I got that
like
feeling about him.
Elise's, yeah. Or even like Elise's done it at Bayern. Um, is there a reason? Because I saw an interview with your man Steve Parish, the guy that's kind of, well, he's one of the main guys there anyway. And he was saying like, there was nothing they could do to stop Elise. 60 million quid from Bayern. There's nothing there. And he was saying everybody at the club was kind of they were bracing themselves for the bid for Eze. Because he was saying everyone at the club knows how good he is. Now he's talking up his player a bit, but he was saying like they were shocked that they didn't get a single bid for Eze. It's not like there was lots of clubs interested and they were asking too much, but it was like nobody. They didn't. They were just waiting for that moment when the phone would ring and it would
Mhm.
be whatever. Not that but just putting it that way that Liverpool would be on the other end of the line or Newcastle or Tottenham. And he was saying it never happened. So maybe there is a feeling around other clubs that because maybe if not for us, but you'd imagine he's too good for Palace, as they say. He could definitely play for. You can see him at Tottenham, can't you? You can
Yeah,
see him at
yeah,
Spurs. You can see him at Newcastle. See him at Villa in the Champions
yeah.
League.
Villa, I could see him at Villa.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah. But for me, if I had to choose Rogers or Eze, I'm going Rogers. If I had to choose one, yeah. But that's like no, like for me, Eze is a good player, bro. but I just don't feel he could be a top player at Liverpool for some reason. I don't know what it is. Where Elise, if we got him in, I knew he would have smashed it for some reason. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if Eze moves on at the end of the season, and then gets to move.
Yeah, I think Abdul is right. We need a clinical number 9 and a finisher. Barney's saying some of our players are as good as the ones we admire from other clubs, but they're not getting the opportunity to shine. Yeah, we're just kind of having a general, they were just trying to pass some time base, like throw a few names out, see what people think, that kind of thing. Nothing too serious.
Just talking, yeah. While the other
Norm,
games are
this is a
on.
guy Norm brought up before, Nico Paz. He's at thingy with says Fabric Como, isn't it? He's at Como with Fabregas or
Oh,
working
in
together.
Italy, yeah.
Yeah, is Fabregas gone now? But anyway, he's over there. But he's someone I think Fabrizio Romano has shares in this guy because he's been talking about him for about 2 years now. So he's been bigging him up. Yeah, look, the next kind of big young thing. I think he was at Madrid or Madrid wanted him or something like that. So yeah, I'm just looking to see what else. KJ is saying just on Ramsey, he is a 10. He's a Sabo type 10, just more dangerous than Sabo. Excuse me.
I have to agree with him probably.
We have Harvey. Abdul saying Eze is a ball hugger. Yeah, I just think it's like at Palace, everything kind of goes through him. A lot of the time, it's kind of like get the ball to him and then he'll try something or get the ball to Mateta is pretty much it. Especially now with the other lad gone. So yeah, I just think it is hard to know. Rogers, not Ramsey. Yeah, because I was just thinking it's funny because like last season, Ramsey was their kind of breakout guy, and he plays a very kind of similar type of role. Young attacking midfielder type thing, and he was doing very well last season. This season it's the guy Rogers and Ramsey not so much. So yeah, I just think maybe with Eze like takes all the free kicks, takes the corners. He's not going to get that at a Manchester United or Liverpool, not straight away if he goes to big clubs. So you won't see, and he takes penalties for them. So he's very reliable, very mature player. Still young, he takes on a lot of responsibility. But Palace are one of those clubs, aren't they? I call it like the Wolf Saha role. They pretty much invest. It's like a really, really strong team. And then the year before, yeah, thanks, KJ. And then one outstanding player up top, kind of thing. Like Zaha was there as they took over. Thing. Then Elise comes in. They tend to have like one of those guys. You need to you need to watch the Zaha story and not stay there too long. Like I know he left and he went to but he came back and he stayed there for like another 8 years when he had chances to leave. You don't want to get stuck there, and the next thing you know, you're 27. And you spent most of your career at Palace. What a ball, Barella! What a ball! That's unlucky. So now, lads, what's happening in the Arsenal game, Madrid? What's the vibe there? What's the story there?
It's 0-0. What minute you on, Nalante?
I'm on 33. I'm on 33.
How many seconds?
33 and 26 seconds.
Okay, just about 10 seconds ahead of me then, bro. So if they score, anyone scores, they say nothing for 10 seconds.
No. You can say it, JK. You can say it. I'll keep quiet.
And sorted. But the flow, I tell you the truth, Madrid had like 1 or 2 good chances to score.
Yeah.
But for me, Arsenal not really sort of pressuring, like done anything yet. 33 minutes. Yeah. I always say this: Arsenal are a team that have always lacked a top striker in a long time. If they had a top striker over the years, I think they would have probably won something. But they've wasted money on Jesus. Havertz has come in, and like they just lack that number 9 top number 9. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, when they start, it goes back to Giroud. When Giroud became their main man up top after well, I suppose what would you call it? Their last top striker, even though he wasn't, but Henri, basically.
Yeah, when
You know,
Henri kind of built
they've
it off, and
never
then
had
What
a
number
Adebayo,
9?
Uba.
yeah,
Uba, that's the guy. I knew there was somebody. Yeah, Uba
Oba.
had an
Like,
incredible time when he went there, but didn't
oh yeah,
work out totally well. But yeah, ever since the likes of Giroud, Bentner, going back that long, they've lacked
Adebayo, yeah,
Lacazette. They spent a lot of money on Lacazette,
it's decent.
57 million,
Uh,
a long
Yeah,
time ago.
yeah.
Didn't really work out
Aubameyang
for him. He was
Aubameyang
brilliant for
was
them.
that guy, but they sort
Yeah.
of messed around. Yeah, weird,
They just
weird.
they
Not to
didn't have
make
the
a big
right,
little striker.
yeah, they didn't have the right team structure around Aubameyang. If Aubameyang was playing how he was then, this team now,
Uh-huh.
then we'll probably be having a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
conversation. We
Yeah,
probably would.
bro, spot on, spot on.
And he
Bang on.
kind of helped. He helped Mr. Cone Man by winning him the FA Cup. He helped the Cone
Yeah,
Man, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
From COVID times, yeah.
He's still playing.
He,
Yeah, yeah.
He is, yeah, he is on it.
I was
Yeah, I
trying to think
saw.
what team.
It's in the Saudi Arabia League, but it's not one of the main clubs. It's one of the
Yeah.
teams further down the table. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, I thought when he came in, he was excellent. He did. He has a great record for them when he first joined. But he was the last lethal player they had. He joined there kind of late as well.
Yeah, January.
So
I
yeah,
remember.
what they've had, what they've had ever since, pretty shocking to consider the amount of money that they've spent and
Mm,
to really be relying on Saka basically for a long time.
Starboy. Mm.
Yeah. Um. Norm was asking, "Oh, yeah, has anyone on the panel or chat watched much of Suleimani at Southampton? Pace, power, fantastic ability. Reminds me a bit of Mane, only 23." I've
Yeah,
heard he's decent, but I haven't watched Southampton this year. Only in like the highlights packages, and there's nothing of them in those usually. So I don't know what you guys think.
I think with Soleimani because I watched the Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian. I watched the Ghanaian team, and he's been performing well for us. In terms of Southampton, again, I've been in and out.
Oh yes, 1-0 Inter. Lautaro.
Ah,
1-0
Talking
to
bro, I
Inter.
had a
Inter.
funny feeling he's gonna score. I had a funny
What
feeling.
a goal!
Listen, dark horse is Inter. Like I said, man.
Would you go for that guy there, the one who scored? I think he would be top at Liverpool. My
Martin,
opinion,
mate, if
What,
I had a
Lautaro
dream,
bro.
Martinez?
it's a
That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
boy,
no-brainer.
man. That's
Yeah,
my boy.
exactly. Brian's been speaking, and I've said it as well. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
If that's the
Absolutely.
thing, he gets slept on. If we really put up we're going about Isak. I know it's a little bit, just a year or two old. If we put the money for him, it's a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. Imagine him in our forward line. Ah,
Oof. How old is he? You know, anyone?
I
No, you
think he's
see,
28. He must be
he's
28 now.
getting older now, but
Uh-huh.
it was like around 4 years ago was the time to get him. But he's just recently signed a big new deal with Inter. He's club captain. I think he's Inter for life. It's a
Yeah.
brilliant goal,
Yeah.
lads. If you haven't seen this, it's an incredible finish with the outside. But the build up,
Okay.
the whole
Mhm.
thing, it's like 5 or 6 passes from the back through midfield is absolutely brilliant goal. But it's a hell of a finish. It's a
Mhm.
totally unnecessary flick. It's just superb. But I think he'd be. I don't know why KJ doesn't like him. I think he'd be. I think he'd thrive in the Premier League, even if it wasn't at Liverpool. I just think he would thrive in English football because he's just got the pay. He's got the skill. He's got the power. He's got the attitude. He's not perfect, no, but he's a hell of a finisher. But I just love the fact that he's at Inter because they've always had proper Argentinian or Brazilian forwards up there, as well as the Italian ones. So yeah, I just think the time to get him was try and get him at least was maybe 4 years ago, but
I was in Milan
no.
once at the San Siro Stadium. This guy comes to me, he says, "Signore, do you want these tickets? Inter Roma tomorrow and that." And I was like, "Ooh," I was tempted, but I was thinking, I can imagine I'll buy them and I can't get in. I would have been gutted, you know what I mean? Yeah, funny one.
Yeah, it would
But
have been a good
I
spot to
always
go.
liked AC Milan. I always liked AC Milan. If I had to choose an Italian team, AC Milan were, yeah.
Even
And then the
after
big four.
07.
It's gonna happen. Like I don't like. I'm not a. I don't love them like the way I love Liverpool, for example. But you know, like in the old days, the Italian teams league was so strong. You had to sort of pick a team. You know what I
Crazy.
mean? Because it was always on TV and that. So for me, I
Yeah.
picked AC Milan. Yeah.
Oh, that Milan team back in the 90s, that
Oof.
peak Milan team, that was
Mhm.
just, I mean,
Yeah, disgusting.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Absolutely ridiculous. It's like a FIFA team someone puts together now at this stage. Like just Ballon d'Or winners in 3 or 4 different positions,
Uh-huh.
world icons in 3 or 4 different, just completely insane. And then when they had all
Yeah.
those, yeah, when they had Boban, Savicevic, and guys like that after all the Dutch lads, insane. Yeah, one of the greatest club sides ever, ever. But
But now
Inter
they've
have
got
had some
Tommy
pretty good
Abraham,
ones
bro.
as well. Yeah,
They
oh,
got
they're
Tommy Abraham
in
playing up top. I
dire
don't know what's
straits at
that.
the moment.
I don't know what they're
Yeah, it's
doing,
bad
man. Like
ownerships. It's bad
they got the
ownerships. It's
guy.
ownership. Yeah.
They got the guy from Tottenham Hotspur, Emerson Royale, bro. He sounds like a McDonald's meal. You know, Chicken Royale. No, that's a Burger King one, isn't it? Chicken Royale. Like, why are you buying this guy?
Royale with
He's
cheese.
terrible. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand your AC Milan, man. And you got
Yeah,
guys in
and then they went
England
and
who
got
watch
Kyle Walker. Then they went in and brought Kyle Walker.
that. I don't mind. Look, Kyle Walker's been there, done
Yeah,
it, won it.
34 years of age, though, JK. That's not what a big team does. 34 years of age. Yeah, come
Yeah,
on,
but I
the
think
guys still might
he'll get
retire.
away with it there. But Emerson Royale for me is just he plays for Brazil as well. Sometimes I don't understand that. But for me, Kyle Walker, experience. The Italian league isn't as fast as the English league, hence why they can probably play there longer in Italy as well because the pace isn't as fast. And Kyle Walker's still a fast lad, you know what I mean? He ain't lost his pace overnight and stuff.
Yeah, pace
Um,
was 90% of his thing. So,
yeah, he's still going to beat
you
Man
know, I
City.
just,
Still, I feel he's still got it in him. He
yeah.
ain't like lost 5 miles per hour for his speed or whatever it is.
But sure, they're playing him in a
But for
back
me, good
three.
move for him. But don't
Yeah,
you
they're not
think?
even
Don't
playing
you?
him right back. They're playing him in a back three.
Yeah. Don't you think it's weird the way Pep Guardiola sort of just falls out with players and they just end up leaving at like quick time, like bang, Joe? It's just I've noticed that over the years how players 1 minute is his darlings, next second they're gone, bro. There's a few like Walker, Cancelo, them type of guys, you know. Alvarez even.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he has his time, and that's it.
Hmm.
The other one, just to bring it up for the sake of bringing it up, um, there was Romano dropping stories today talking about 3 Saudi clubs now want to buy Luis Diaz. Could
Oh
we
no.
be could we be upping our budget by about 150 thanks to the Saudis this summer with Darwin and Diaz? So that's something because apparently they're not gone away for Nunes either, even though the club that was in for him ended up buying Duran from Villa. Still, other clubs they're interested in him now. Apparently, Al Hilal, Al Nasser, and someone else, all very interested in getting hold of Luis Diaz. So would he, if you know we've spoken a lot before about how he's in the world of elite football, not on massive wages, and also someone who without want to sound whatever about it, but comes from a very very poor background and is in what they call last big contract kind of age, as in 27. So you get a 4-year deal, takes you to 31. That's, as we know, that's the last big contract kind of time. So would anyone be surprised if he said, "Look, there's guys out there want to pay me 380, 400 grand a week. Let me move." If that comes in, would you be expecting him to say, or what do you think? Just
Well,
on the thing in general.
if he says he wants to move, I wouldn't stop him. If you know what I mean. Why? He's on about 25 grand a week after tax. So for me, that's like he's in his prime age now, where he should be earning the big bucks. Considering the amount of work he puts in the game, it's like, yeah, he don't score enough goals and assists, but he has done recently. And I wouldn't want to push him out, because for me, he's a valuable player in the squad, and he's done his bits and bobs this season for me. But if there's a fee coming in for him and this and that, and he wants to go because of the wages and for his family and stuff, I wouldn't stop him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's kind of more what I mean. Like if his agent says there's an offer like 400K a week, say 350K a week, I mean that's totally kind of life changing for the Diaz family. They're doing pretty well, but yeah, that's a whole other and like I said, it's his last big contract kind of era. So Nolante, would you be at all surprised if he not say let's say pushed for that deal, and we had to end up getting whatever 40, 50 and trying to replace him? Would you be shocked if he was like, I want to go to Saudi this summer? Obviously, it's not there. Oh no, he's on mute. Well, Lee is here anyway. How are you, Lee? Oh no, I'll let Nolante answer the question first. Nolante, what do you think on the Diaz stuff? Diaz Saudi.
The BS scenario. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because Diaz it's like Cody this season. They've had the moments, they've been good, they've been in and out in terms of consistency. It's just very hard. I mean, if we get the right man, he just has to go. But it's just the question is who we replace him with. That's the key, in my opinion. Again, every player, money talks, isn't it? Doesn't matter who the player is, isn't it? It's just who the transfer commits. If he wants to stay at Liverpool, I'm tempted to give him. I'm tempted to give him another season or so. But if he wants to go, just let him go. It really depends on him, in my opinion.
Yeah, just like I say, in terms of the big boys, in football, he's earning more than any of us will ever, be seen.
Yeah.
But in comparison to, like, let's just say someone like Chiesa, who's on 120 or so, around 120, and so he's never really earned that huge big money in what is a short career. So I just wouldn't be at all surprised if he's not sitting there going, yeah, I'm on 250K, I'm happy where I am, blah blah blah, I'm winning trophies. He's never had that earning power, and he's got maybe 3 or 4 years now to be able to say, I want a big contract like that. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if, when that money if it comes from Saudi, if it's offered, he's going to be saying to his agent, let's just make this happen. Let's make it happen. I'm there. I'm ready to go. He won't cause a fuss, I don't think, but I wouldn't be, and I wouldn't blame the guy.
Yeah.
Because it's a short career, and like I said, he's never earned those 100 plus a week contracts like a lot of lesser players are on. So I think he'll have an eye on that bit of security for his future. So I think, but like with the amount of work that we have to do, keeping Gakpo and Diaz together on the left will be fine for me because that's just something else we don't have to do then. Because we have other places to go. But yeah, Lee, how's it going, man? How are you?
All right.
Watching
Little
either of the
bit
games or?
disappointed to hear that Diaz might be leaving, but
Oh
if
no, it's we're
it
just kind
happens,
of no, we're just talking kind of real general. So I'm just bringing up
yeah,
some
yeah, because
rumors and
he's on
shit.
such a low wage, it's a difficult one, isn't it?
Well, if you
You'd
get that
think that
Saudi phone call, if you get that thing and it pops up on your phone, it's got Saudi Arabia on it, and a number you don't recognize, you can't answer quick enough.
mm, you'd like to think that he'll stay here, that he'll sign a new contract for better wages and stay here, because he's an important part of Slot's squad, or he has been this season. Whether Slot wants him to be again, we don't know, do we? We just don't know. But I'd like him to stay personally. Like, I do like him, Lucho. I like what he gives to the side. But I could cope with him leaving. I can always cope with players leaving as long as they're replaced with adequate quality, good enough quality. Then yeah, he'd have to go, wouldn't he? Like, if he wanted to leave to Saudi and he got an offer, wouldn't be a lot we could do about it, probably, because he'd be offered such great weekly wages by Saudi.
Tax free.
It's a hell of a wedge, like in a short period of time, isn't it? What you get over there, set you up for life, won't it?
If you're clever, I mean, we've seen like guys have lost more. Footballers are pretty stupid in the main. A lot of them lose their money, but some of these bigger boys over there, yeah, I could see your eyes light up when you think about the money. Darwin, a little bit too young to be going over there, I think. But if that's what it takes to get his career back on track, you can do a year there. Something like Diaz, I think you might. I think like people like Genie and that Fabinho, that kind of age, that's probably what you want to see. But
Mm. How
yeah,
old is Lucho now? Is he 26? Is he
27, I think.
27? Okay. Well, as I say, I prefer him to stay personally, like, but if he goes, I'll deal with it. I hope he doesn't, though. Like, I genuinely do want him to stay, because I genuinely do like him, do rate him as a player. I think he gives the side quite a bit when he's on form. That's about it, really, from me on Lucho. Yes, I'd like him to stay, but I could cope with him leaving if he decided to, if it came to that.
Yeah, I can just see it being a thing because as soon as he gets that contract, he's going to want to leave.
Mm.
As soon as he sees the offers, I mean, he's going to want to leave. So if it does happen, then can't blame him, but get it done quick. Get cash in for him. Get 60 million because the Saudis, they can pay extra. And then see what they want to do about Darwin. But it wouldn't be ideal. Like, the way we're talking, like, you can talk about 4 different departments in the team that we're rebuilding. Easily without like throwing players under the bus, without like slagging off players or getting rid of good players. Just yeah, we could do something in the Simicast position, which is the backup left back position, or maybe even something that makes Robbo backup left back. We need something to go on at centre half, like you've always said. We should never replace Joel Matip. We still need a centre half. Trent's gone, so we probably need something at right back. Then we all know if Endo isn't going to be the guy, then we need DM. We need a DM cover, or we need a Gravenberch alternate. So that's a department. Then we know if Nunes goes, which is almost 100%, if you listen to all the sources, it's basically he will be leaving this summer. So that's another department. So without wanting to be ripping up the club, it's like, well, there's 6 areas. and it might be more than one player, but we're not going to bring in 8 new players. So to then open up the left side of thing as well, I think I know
We do
JK, I think was
need
saying
quite a
earlier.
lot of players, don't we? It is quite an extensive shopping list, like, because if we need a centre half, a right back, a left back, midfielder, couple of forwards, if 2 forwards leave, there's 6 players already.
Exactly. And that's even just kind of spitballing it, and kind of just in, and that's not ripping out. It's crazy. I think when you look at it, the amount of business. I know JK said or doesn't expect a big summer, but I think they might be forced into having, at least by their standards, a busy summer. Whether you want to call it a big one or not, but certainly a busy summer. I don't want to be proven right or wrong. It's not about that. I don't care. I just look at it and go, well, just being realistic, not being pessimistic or anything about any player. You can just go, well, geez, just looking at that, yeah, we could do something there, and there. It's like, wow, that got out of hand pretty quick. And it's all because we haven't done stuff in the past. Like if we brought in a DM in January, again, maybe they weren't available, but last summer we brought in a DM and say a Simicast replacement who could have then taken over Robbo's role. That would have left us 2 less to do. But now it's like it's beginning. It's a real pile up, and that's not even talking about VVD and Salah.
Yeah, that's caught up with us to a
Not
certain
even including them because we don't know.
I mean, if we don't do the business in the summer, when are we going to do it? Is the thing. It's pretty much like I wouldn't say desperate, but close to being desperately needed. These players, because we do need them. I mean, you need 2 choices in every position, don't you?
Ideally, yeah. Well,
and if
I
Elliot
mean,
is
Abdul is saying left back, right back, centre back, DM number 9. KJ thinks there's an overhaul coming. Like, I think that as well because my brain won't allow me to think anything other than that. But then it is FSG, so. But I still think, even by their standards, it will be busy. Like we don't do anything. Like rarely do we do anything. We had a big one the other year with all the midfielders that came in, but that's because 3 left as well.
Maybe
So I just don't see how we can't.
Maybe the Bajcetic thing would save us 1 transfer. We'd already have a midfielder ready and waiting to go next season, perhaps.
Yeah, but
maybe one addition in midfield. But that's still 1 in midfield, 2 up front, 1 at either full-back position, and 1 at centre-back to replace Massive. Just to make us competitive, that's just to make us competitive with City and Arsenal next season.
And it's not incomparable either. I don't know what the lads think, but like that you can win a league and still look at your team and go, yeah, we need to do something there. It's not about being maybe say like ungrateful or not recognizing how good some of our players are. I'm not really talking about getting rid of any of the big contributors, but you can look at a team that's won a league title, like that Ferguson team that won their last league title. That needed to be gutted. It won a league, yeah, but it needed to be gutted. It needed huge changes in it because they'd let it stagnate. So it's not unreasonable to say, yeah, as a team that's just won the league, but also we got knocked out of 2 competitions late on in a bad style. So maybe if there was more competition there, we won't go down. Like I said, we did 2 days on slots rotation. So, but all we know is what we've done. So, you can look at a team like that and say, "Wow, it's amazing," but you can still improve it, change it. And yeah, Cage, I agree. Like nobody wants to be doing. Like ideally, it's 2 or 3, but it's 2 or 3 every year. And what we've done is we ain't doing the 2 or 3 every year. and we backed ourselves into a corner where it's like, now guess what? Now we do need bloody 8, or now we do need 6, because we haven't changed incrementally.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't just done it right. You know, we've let things go too far, too long. So now it's like, yeah, it is detrimental to make that much change, but it would be more detrimental to not make that change.
Yeah, that is the way you want to do it, ideally, incrementally, just like 1 or 2 players at a time, every window, to always be bringing in, and then you never getting to that point where you're desperately in need of a whole, fit load of players, a whole bunch of players. But that's where we are, regardless of what is and what isn't. That's where we are. This is exactly where we are now. We haven't made any signings hardly for the last few years, and now we need them in able to be able to compete with Man City next season, and with Arsenal next season, and with a reinvigorated, possibly United and Chelsea, because we just don't know how their summers are going to go. If they're going to go well or what. So you'd have to count them into things as well, don't you? Like in next season's. Because it's going to be a different season, isn't it? Like it always is. It's not going to be the same. I think what's his name, Amarim and Maresca will have signings, I would imagine. Even Notts Forest would have signings, you would imagine. So it's going to be harder next season to do what we've done, just to repeat what we've done. We really do need 5 or 6 players. That's no lie.
Yeah. KJ saying, when has a team had an overhaul? Oh, sorry, KJ. I'll just read out KJ's quote. When has a team had an overhaul and then gone on to win big things that same year? I don't think it's about winning it that same year. Like we can do I think we're ahead of schedule winning a league this year. Change in the summer. Yeah, if next year we don't, but it's about building the foundations of the next 4 years. I don't. It's like I just think we've waited too long. Like there isn't a silver bullet here. There isn't like an answer that's right because we've left it too long. So whatever we're going to do is going to be disruptive in some way. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Sorry, JK.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I agree with KJ's. Like, I'm a big fan of signing new players. Everyone is, you know what I mean? It's like Christmas time. But I'm at the stage where I'm thinking realistically, if we beat PSG and we were going to play Villa tomorrow and we beat Newcastle in that final, we'll be all saying, and then we beat Fulham at the weekend. Our squad's pretty sound, if you understand what I mean. And I don't think we need to really sell everyone like the way people are going on about it. Like, we want this guy gone, this guy. And I'm thinking, I don't reckon we need to do that because for me, bar them 2 Newcastle on that PSG game, that squad was doing top bang on because they were top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, final of the League Cup, and got knocked out by Plymouth. But all in all, that squad was doing a job. And I don't really want to go in there and start messing it all up, get rid of everyone, like, like a big major releasing everyone. Like we did it last summer. We got rid of a few guys who maybe wouldn't even get a game this season. When you look at it,
No, we saw kids last summer.
Yeah, guys who ain't gonna really have a career with us. We just sort of moved them on. Cavallo and that.
Talking about doing really this summer is moving on the players who aren't getting a game because
but realistically,
he's not using them.
He's not using them. But for me, all us lads there would say Chiesa, Elliott are worthy of getting a game and could do a job in a game.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is, that's Slot's sort of stubbornness to keep them playing the same team. And because of that, I feel the lads have been sort of let down by the boss. The boss has to show a bit of faith because the players have all shown faith in Slot. Got behind him. No stress. No commotion. No Darwin Núñez getting pissed off and he's not fucking getting a game. None of this. So they've all showed Slot respect. And I feel Slot, in a weird sort of way, has showed a bit of disrespect to a number of players. I don't like that. You know, there's a time and place to tell Kwanzaa, bro, you fucked up against Ipswich in the first half. You're not playing the second half, and the way to do it. You know what I mean? And that was a big major thing for me that game, that first game against Ipswich. And I felt sorry for Kwanzaa. And has Kwanzaa sort of gone downhill since then, or has he gone even better than what he was before he started that game? You understand what I mean? He sort of messed up Kwanzaa's game this season, in my opinion. So Slot really needs to sort of, I wouldn't say learn a bit of respect, but show a bit of gratitude to the squad he sort of got, you know. Give that squad to most of the managers in the league, they'll be bloody happy. They'll be like, they'll use Chiesa more, Harvey Elliott more. They'll use these guys knowing Gravenberch and Szoboszlai legs are done. They're not playing the next game. They're not playing the next game. And what do they do? What does Slot do? Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, get your boots on, you're starting again. And you, Otter. And I feel if them three guys didn't play against Paris and Newcastle, we would have won them 2 games.
Oh, it's true, JK. But it's making some good facts. What was I saying,
Well,
guys?
just sorry, just in terms, Jake, of
Mhm.
all them, like we're just saying, like generally speaking, like when you look at the squad, there's improvements that can be made in certain areas. And again, like Lee is saying, it's not like I said the other night, you could sell 4 players from this squad and you wouldn't be selling a single first team starter. All you'd be doing would be selling normal players that move on from clubs after, like Simicas, who doesn't really play, Endo, who doesn't really play, Nunez, who basically everybody knows is going to leave. So that's a player that's leaving. That's not Onslaught. That's on basically 3 years of Darwin being Darwin and it just being not worked out, basically. You can go on and have a great career somewhere else, but everybody, you know, and the dogs in the street know he's going in the summer. So that's 3. And then you could be maybe an Elliott might go, maybe, or maybe one other player might leave, but Trent is leaving. So that's 4. So without gutting the squad, without like pissing all over players or throwing out players who've done a great job, we're just in that scenario. It's players who are fringe players and players who, again, 1, 2, say basically are confirmed, all but confirmed who have left in Trent. And like I said, everybody out there saying, look, Darwin will leave Liverpool in the summer. So that's 4. So that's not even about going in and wanting to mess it up for me. Like, this is just normal football business. Clubs buy and sell players all the time. We haven't done enough of it. You especially have complained plenty about FSG, man, about not bringing in players, not buying players. And again, yeah, I know you said if we had won the cup final, if we had beaten PSG, and if we had beaten Fulham, like that's that's our whole season in a nutshell, right there, man. That is 3 massive ifs. But there was complaints about before that. We didn't win those games, you know. So I just think like it wouldn't be like going in there with a freaking Elon Musk chainsaw and going, "Oh, McAllister, get out! Gakpo, get out!" You know, you're just moving on, like the Simicas's and the Endos, and Trent is leaving, and probably Nunez is gone. You know, some people would also like Jota, maybe 27 now, injury prone, not as good as he was. You know, and that's not even really without wanting to be harsh or brutal or taking an axe to anything. That's just squad refreshing, rebuilding. And it's like I say, you're not getting rid of anybody that would be a Salah or a Mac or a VVD or an Ibu or a Gravenberch. You're not selling any of the big top players. You've still got 4 or 5 positions where you're like, yeah, we're going to either have to do something there, i.e. Trent, Nunez, or want to do something there, i.e. Simicas or Endo. You know, I don't even think it's that major surgery. I don't like. I'm not afraid of that. Like, I'm not afraid to go? Hey, look, we've sold a couple of guys that've been here for a while. Thanks for your service. You've got your profile up, some nice wages. You're getting a move to a nice club now that you wouldn't have gotten a move to because you're going from Liverpool. and you've won a few trophies along the way. They're all going to leave Premier League champions. So, I just think this natural business, I'm not afraid of it. I don't think it's gutting the squad or anything.
No, I'm only talking about the players he doesn't seem to have any faith in, which is Nunes, Chiesa, Elliott, and Endo. I'm talking about them four being moved on and replaced. But at the same time, he needs a right back and a left back and a centre back. So it is a lot of players, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to have to, if you want to buy good versions of those players, then you're going to have to sell a few.
Yeah, I'm just using his selections as the barometer. His lack of selection of certain players and seeing that as they're going to be moving on. That's what I'm seeing that as. I might be wrong. He might not move Elliott on, but I think he'll move Endo on. I think he'll move Nunes on, and he'll more than likely move Chiesa on, because if he wasn't going to move him on, then we would have seen him more, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's see what the people are saying. Anne is a beautiful lady. Anne is saying, I keep Diaz, Salah, Chiesa. See, I keep Chiesa as well, sell Nunes and see what is offered for Jota. KJ saying, midfield doesn't need to be touched, just one more needs to be added. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to really take anything out unless you want to let Endo move to get some money in, money out. 2 out of Darwin and Jota should go. 2 out of them, that's only 2, dude. So that's both. Morton, Kelleher, Trent, Endo, Kwanzaa, Elliott, Nunes, all could go. Yeah, the Mortons and people like that, that's a different kind of level down then, isn't it? Also Costas, yeah, I think he'll certainly leave. Yeah, Abdullah's going with a big long list of maybe going. And this is the thing. This sounds ridiculous linked to this, but when you say they might go or they might leave, this is completely, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. These are all completely viable. Yeah, he could go. Keller, yeah, definitely he could go. Gomez, yeah, he could leave. A lot of talk about that. Simi, yeah. Robbo, maybe not. Trent, yes. Elliott or Endo, yes. That could happen. Elliott, you could see it happening. Diaz, Jota, Nunes, Morton, Basetic, Doak, Williams, Ramsey. If you woke up tomorrow morning and found out that any of those 2 players were going to leave, it's not like you'd be falling off your chair with shock. So there's a lot of, when you look at it, it's not Football Manager, obviously, but I think there'll be a fair few new places or new faces. So what was the other one? Oh yeah, Brian saying it makes you think they pay players out unknown to build their experience, and so yeah, some of them, that's what some clubs will do now. They have to.
Yeah, I don't like that one though.
They have to try and squeeze a few more quid out of it. Yeah, you don't want to be. I like the way Nolante that we're that club that says to these younger kids, look at Rio, look at Neoni, look at Ramsey, look at Kwanzaa. You can get into this team. You're not just here at a loan factory or a player farm. Liverpool, if you're good enough, Ben Doak got into cup sides, Kelleher. I like the fact that we still say to these kids, if you come here and you're good enough, we'll play you. We won't just say, oh, nice one now and turn a trick on you for 20 million. Carvalho, we tried it with him, but he wasn't good enough. That's why he got sold. Elliott was. That's why he's still here. He's 16 years old when he got his first game for Liverpool. So, yeah. Well, like if you're a young kid and would you go to Chelsea and think, oh, I'll be loaned out to 3 clubs in Belgium and France and freaking in the Netherlands and then come back and then get sold to Derby County or go to Liverpool, get a chance? I know what I'd be doing.
Yeah. We do, yeah, we do, bro. But at the same time, we're saying other players, he's like, I don't think they should be getting more of a chance than cup games because we don't know their worth until. I mean, I know cup games is one thing, we don't know their worth until they get sub appearances or start here or there, and that's the thing. And and with like I said, I hope Rio, I hope Trey get their chances in the future to prove the mental, but I don't know. I'm not sure. With Carvalho, I get it. Maybe it wasn't good enough, but again, I don't think we saw enough. With enough of him to make an assumption, but again, it's very hard. But when they leave the club,
Well,
then
sorry, when I say not good enough, that sounds harsh.
yeah,
I mean, he couldn't make the step up. Let's just put
yeah,
it that way.
yeah,
Because he hasn't played for Brentford
yeah,
either. He hasn't gotten
yeah,
in to that team at all, basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think I just wanted to ask you guys, what's your funny enough? I was hearing before. What's your opinion on Kwanzaa? Because I think he's been some of our fan base are very funny because I remember when he first came when he came into the squad last season, he was killing it. He was bench. I was hearing it from Kopish, other platforms, Monster, other platforms are VVQ. It's the next best thing since sliced bread. Oh, he's going to be the future captain. All that business. And for me, again, that was way over the OTT, over the top. But he's got a good player. And as soon as he's dipped this season from the Ipswich game, and then for a good couple of months, he just wasn't happening. Oh, he's trash. Oh, sell him. He's not good enough, stuff like that. And again, I think the overreaction of certain fans and copy each other Liverpool streams, overreaction of certain fans, a lot of our fan base. Like for me, Kwanzaa, he will be a good player. He just needs the time. And he needs confidence. You can see for me personally, I see a player. So I know Norm, some others are saying maybe sell. So I don't know whether it's their preference they would sell in their opinion or what Slot does because I'll be, Joey's my guy, but if he goes, I'll get it only for the fact of the injuries, nothing else. But with Kwanzaa, I'll be a bit surprised if he goes. I mean, I don't know what you guys think on that because I'm just, yeah,
I'd be
just
surprised, yeah.
yeah.
I'm not expecting Quansah to leave. That would shock me if Quansah left.
JK Kwanzaa, what's your thoughts? His future? Because I have seen it mentioned. Yeah, it's. I've seen it pop up a few times. He doesn't. He's someone who could be on the list, as it were.
For me, when you look at his age, his stature, and that, he's the one guy who could make it to the top. I wouldn't say he's got Virgil van Dijk sort of traits or whatever, anything like that. But certain similarities in the way he is. I just feel that Arnie Slot messed his head up in the first game of the season, bro. Yeah, but I would keep him. No brain. I ain't signing Kwanzaa. No way. He's still young, and he's got a good future if he keeps his head sort of screwed on.
Yeah.
I don't see him
Yeah,
as a
that
possible
seems like a
leader.
long time ago, that Ipswich game now. It was big. Yeah, I know it was a big thing at the time. Of course, it was a big thing at the time.
We won the game, you know what I mean? By them decisions
Yeah.
he made to sub and this, that, and the other, we won the game. But I just feel, I don't know, it just felt weird. 45 minutes taking someone off who's not even injured and stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, without knowing exactly the reasons, like he got it, like the guy comes out and he says, it was for tactical reasons, and the stats were backing it up. The guy was, was getting dominated, so he's like, look, he made a proactive decision. But yeah, it's when you're doing that with a young player in a very high profile game, you've kind of got to perhaps know that kid as well and know that he can take that decision. Look, if Kwanzaa's had a look, yeah, I'm sure that did sting, but he'd been extremely confident before that. Yeah, like KJ said, like he said, like he wasn't winning any of his duels, and that was a fact. But it wasn't just him. So it was a big call. Yeah, without a doubt, it was a big call. But it was his first game. He's doing his job to win games for us. Really, he's not doing his job to make players feel good about themselves. I suppose his main job is to win games for Liverpool Football Club. All the other stuff that can come with it, but top of the list, win games for Liverpool Football Club. So that you're going to get some decisions like that. But yeah, um, a real tough one, man. Like, but he's had now a long time to get over that, I would say, basically. Because he was very, very confident before with the whole condolences thing, so he wasn't shy before that, so I'm sure, the odd kind of the first knock in life, maybe a little bit for him, probably should have done him a little bit of good, to know, you haven't just taken Ebo out of this team, man. Football doesn't work like that. Now you're the one on the bench, so it's kind of a hard knock life, as it were. But I was surprised to see it. I think that if he is for sale, Delante, if he is someone that they're talking about getting rid of, I think that would be a very specific kind of thing in terms of he's looked at Kwanzaa and he's had a whole year now without any transfers really other than case to really look at all these boys. He's for better or worse. He's seen them all. I know he doesn't play as many of them as some people would like, or some of us would, obviously just think he should, but he's seen them all. He's seen them all season long. So he will have made up his mind, and there'll always be one sometimes with the players like, oh, I didn't think they'd want to get rid of him, or I thought he'd be staying there, but managers come in. Well, he's head coach now, but also don't want to say it out loud. But someone like him in this day and age, you get a big bid for him. It's pure profit. You'd probably rather bring that money in there, but then what do you do with it? We already need one centre half.
Exactly.
So what do you do with it? It's a real difficult one. Like him and Gomez,
for me,
like he's like the
Kwanzaa's,
next Gomez, really.
I've got no problem with Kwanzaa staying at the club. The guy's like low wages.
No, man. Like he's a young. That's the only problem against him, Jake, isn't because we know centre halves don't tend to be 19 and 20. Like, they take it. That's
Yeah,
rare.
technically he is.
That's
Yeah.
It's the only thing about him is that he's still very young to be sent. That's the only thing that kind of puts him back for me, and that's not a thing, if you know what I mean.
Well, if he sort of wants a career at Liverpool in the future, he has to sort of bite his tongue a little bit and sort of have a bit of patience. For me, I really rate the lad. I reckon he's a top talent. I reckon if his mind is right, I think with Kwanzaa it could be a mind thing maybe. Certain players have this thing where their mind might be their own enemy and stuff, and I feel Kwanzaa might be that type of guy. God knows what he does after, like in his private life and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But for me, he's got qualities in there to be a future Van Dijk. I know that's a bit of a big statement and stuff, but I've seen characteristics in his game and the pace he plays the game. That shows me signs of that. Name another centre back who, in this world of football right now, who you could say, yeah, he's an up and coming guy, he's this good and this, that. There's it's really gone downhill with the number of guys you can pick from football, centre backs, DMs, centre forwards. Only a handful of names.
I mean, I know, like I'm going to say the same, like the kid at Brighton, but he's the kid at Bournemouth, but he's a kid as well. Housen, whatever way to say.
Mm-hmm.
He's the next big thing, but again, it's like he's still only 19, 20. Someone like him performing what he's doing when he's age of 26. Yes, please. So
But I think
Kwanzaa.
sometimes, having young
No, sorry,
players.
just like Anne said, 1 minute he was the next Virgil, the next minute he was the next Titus Bramble. The truth is neither.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly, Norman. Exactly that. And that's what pisses me off about certain football fans. A player don't go rubbish overnight. And that's a big statement. Like always like, oh, overnight he ain't a bad player. And that's a proper statement for me. Yeah, if he breaks his leg, that's a different story. But a player don't become a bad player overnight. And I think when you look at certain players, when they over the years, Chelsea, United, oh, he's the next Giggs, he's the next I don't know, Paul Merson, he's the next whatever. They're like big hype around all these youth players. For me, that's just a ploy to get a big number when you realise the guy ain't going to make it at your club. But you're still going to be guaranteed a nice 10, 15, 20 million because of the hype you put around the player over the years. So for me, Kwanzaa, it's a no-brainer for me. Keeping him. Yeah. He can work with Slot for the next 2-3 years. Play cup games, play the odd league game or whatever, or come in when there's injuries and just learn.
Yeah,
You know, if he was,
we
good
saw him as a
for,
long-term thing, didn't we? Like the fact he's been called into question now is a bit
it's annoying.
unexpected.
Yeah, if he played for Wolves or a Villa, not Villa, Wolves or a Sheffield United or whatever, Palace, and he's like, oh, he's an up and coming centre back. He's 21. He's been called up by England and this and that, and he's played great. Everyone will be like, oh, we should go after this lad. You know what I mean? We've got this lad already. Use him right, look after him because he's talent. Conor Bradley, the good thing about that lad is he's very solid in his mind. He just gets on with it. And that's a good thing about Conor Bradley. Mentally, I think he's a sharp lad. He don't really fuss about Trent starting over him. He just knows the way it is. Trent's the best in the world. He's going to start over him, blah, blah, blah. Kwanzaa has to sort of keep it cool when he knows he's going to get a game and he can't be stroppy about it. Do you remember at the start, a few months, a while back, I used to say to you guys about having players on the bench who were stroppy? And Kwanzaa had that for a few games. And then like later on, he started celebrating, smile came back and stuff like that. You don't want that in your club. They're young players, bro. And that's why, for me, Slot really needs to look after the youth players. If they're not good enough, fair enough. But you still got to make sure you get a good fee for them if you're going to sell them. And when you play them, they've got to play good so a fee can go up 5 million. You know what I mean? It's common sense, that is, for me. Never upset the players, bro. Yeah, if they're doing something wrong, you got an opportunity to do so behind the scenes and stuff. But don't upset the players, bro, because they're the number one guys who get the job done. If one's acting not right, sort it out behind closed doors.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's a mad one come out of nowhere, really. But if he doesn't, like Anne was saying, Norm was saying, if he was to sell him and buy a Hyson, it's obviously it's because they don't. It's whatever it is because there's no one saying that such and such is better. Yeah, like Hyson in two right now, Hyson is better because he's starting for Spain. He even got an assist in a game, I think, recently. Like right now on current form, he is. But in 2 years' time, it could be like, yeah, do you remember 2 years ago? You know, when this guy was being linked, and he. So you got to be real careful with these boys. Right now, he's flying. That kid, absolutely flying. Um, but I don't know which of he has it on there. The Arsenal game, the Madrid game,
Wow.
bit
That
of a
is
mad one
disgusting.
apparently.
That is disgusting. That is disgusting. I can't believe this. No, this can't be happening. This
It
can't be
is. I can't
happening.
believe it.
Yeah, this is worrying, man. This is worrying. This is very worrying.
You know what Madrid do? They give you a taste and then they break your heart. That's what they do. Let's just pray
This is
that's what
worrying.
they do.
Yeah, but fair play. You gotta give it to them. Fair play, man. They've rattled them all night, and Madrid have had chances, but yeah, when you've got
But you know what's
Modric,
going to happen is, like Brian just said, they're going to give him a little taste and that. what's going to happen? Arsenal fans are going to be celebrating
Well,
tonight. So there's going to be a bus parade around London. Oh, yeah, beauty. It was a good goal, bro. Top
yeah,
goal. Rice has got 2. Can you believe it? Like, come on, what a goal, bro.
yeah. Madrid need to
Yeah,
score.
let me tell you.
Madrid really need to score. They need to score.
They need to get
fast.
1. Yeah. Well, see Vinicius Jr. against us. He plays like he's bloody Maradona. And the game's not watching where I want him to do something. He never does it, man. I've noticed that about him. Against
Yeah.
us, Maradona, bro. Ronaldo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Against Madrid in the previous round, when the second leg, he was anonymous. And against us as well. He was,
Yeah.
you know, nothing.
Bellingham as well, bro. In today's game as well. Bellingham, what's he doing?
Yeah. Problem when you have Camavinga and you got a 40-year-old Modric in that midfield. Yeah, it's not enough.
Imagine Sancho's right back for tonight. Ooh.
Oh man, please! I'm praying to God, man. I can't be having this, man. I can't. No.
You know, it'd be funny. Arsenal beat Real Madrid, and Trent's like, "Fuck that! Am I going there?"
Yeah.
That'd be funny as hell. You're like, no.
Yeah.
I was there at Liverpool.
They needed to go. I think Madrid need to sneak one.
They got it, bro. They got it.
They got to sneak one here.
2-0. You know what? If it finishes 2-0, you know what? I hate to say it, but yeah, the way they play tonight, they play like that at Bernabeu. No, it's different. Yeah, I hate to say it, but
they got to sneak one. There's been some, because like they're not going to win La Liga. They're not winning it.
Yeah, that's
they've got all Barcelona.
Reckon? It's the only 3 points behind.
All Barca have to do is match. All Barcelona have to do is match their results, and they'll win it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they're not winning it.
Yeah, it ain't done, but they're almost definitely not going to win it.
Really, right? They're only 3 points behind, and I don't think he's definitely not going to. Yeah, so it's still games to
when
go.
you look at when you look at the way that thing goes every year, the way the fixtures go, look at that they've got to play. Yeah, they're not going to win that, guarantee it, because they're falling apart over there. Ancelotti's under a lot of pressure at the moment because they're not really scoring very much. They're not, they're not. Yeah, I know it's Madrid, so like what at other clubs would be like a good season is a crisis over there. But there's questions are being asked about Ancelotti this year. Certain players not playing too well. Different things, people not similar to the slot questions about him not changing it up or not using different players at times. So yeah, it's not the perfect version of them, but I still expect if they can get a goal, it's got to be say give it extra.
There's about 20
minutes left.
Yeah, 20 minutes left.
If they can get 2-1, just burst Arsenal's bubble a tiny little bit and then go to Bernabeu. But like someone was saying before it went 2-0, someone was saying it should be 4-0. Courtois, triple save. It's better than Alisson. Oh shit, 3-0 now apparently. Oh well.
You got a really good night.
Oh well. There you go. I put all our talk to bed. 3-0 Mikel Merino. Holy shit. We will not be hearing the end of this. Whoever said that is completely correct.
Didn't expect this, right? Wouldn't have expected this.
No. Not even the biggest not even that guy that dresses head to toe in Arsenal gear. What's his name? Ty. Not even he was predicting 3-0. Well, he actually probably was, but
he was, yeah.
No, this is bad, man. No, that's done.
Well,
Arsenal through. Arsenal through. That hurts me to say.
No, just think about how big the collapse is going to be, Alante. Just think about how big the collapse is going to be.
Bro, I love it, and I hear you, and of course, I want that, but nah. What I've been watching now, Arsenal score in the Bernabeu. I'm from Madrid. No. Oh, yeah. 3-0? No. Oh, my God. It's done. It's done.
Nah, it's half
Real
time,
Madrid
bro.
love a 3-0. Real Madrid love a 3-0 deficit. They feed off it. Come on, let's will it. Let's get the dream catchers and all that shit out. Let's will it into existence.
They got to get a goal, bro, tonight.
Yeah, they gotta
It's
score
3-0
tonight, man.
now. You got to
They
get
definitely
one.
have to score tonight.
Yeah, they got to get one. If they can get two, fair play. But I tell you the truth, Real Madrid aren't doing great this season. We beat them 2-0. These are beating them 3-0.
Considering the Barca, they've lost in the Bernabeu. They've lost in the Super Cup to Barca. Yeah. And they
Yeah, but
lost
for me,
against.
Ancelotti is the same guy who was there last year.
Yeah,
You got to
yeah.
blame the players for
Definitely
me
is.
sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? The guy's a top guy, top manager. And I don't like the way their fans disrespect Ancelotti. A lot of guys, social media, yeah, Ancelotti is rubbish. He don't know what he's doing. Get him out and this and that. I'm like, what? That's why I don't take Real Madrid serious as a club. There's
I think
no.
Ancelotti.
I just feel that they're a club that got no respect. Hence why.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a blessing in disguise. We're not all big fans of Arsenal. Don't get me wrong on that, but Real Madrid are getting done big time, bro.
Yeah.
It's actually funny in a weird way. It's
There's
actually
only
funny.
two. Well, there's only a few teams I would want Real Madrid to win. I mean, obviously, I can't stand with Arsenal and Man United now. Oh, they're going to go on about it. And yes, there's a second leg. And yes, that's true. You can see it, but nah. 3-0 is
But the
done.
day you want Real Madrid to do something, bro, what do?
Mm.
Mad, isn't it? Like this guy has never supported Real Madrid. Today was the first time all of us thought, yeah, man, Real Madrid, come on, lads.
Yeah, all of us.
And look
Yeah,
what they do,
yeah.
bro. Mad. That's football, man. That's football.
Yeah, it's fair play. I'll go give them
I
credit.
liked them when they had Ronaldo there.
The fake Ronaldo. Yeah. Mm.
No, I mean I liked them when Ronaldo was there. The real.
The original. Oh, nine. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really go into the Real or Barca. I was like, what? I don't give a fuck. That back then when I just knew that guy. I just loved that guy, so I didn't mind them
He
back
was
then
bad.
because they weren't ridiculously. They weren't. Yeah, they didn't win that much all the time back then. Like they were starting to come into that, but when Ronaldo was there, yeah, I didn't mind watching him at all. Especially like when he scored a hat trick at Old Trafford and he got a standing ovation walking off the pitch. Rio Ferdinand still talks about that today. It's like Rio Ferdinand, like sometimes he comes out with some kind of actual proper thoughts and he's like, because he's still kind of fairly childish about the way he thinks, he was like, to see that happening at Old Trafford for an opposition player, he was like, that still gives him, the chills today. Like that guy, man. I was a Real Madrid fan that night, definitely. But yeah, it looks like Ancelotti is off anyway this year to Brazil. Seems to be the talk. He's going to be the next Brazil coach. So could be his last year. But like you said, yeah, they weren't mad about bringing him back when he came back, but then he came back and won the league and 2 Champions Leagues. So yeah, I always thought he's like kind of the perfect manager for them to a degree because like you've got a bunch of superstars. They don't really need to be told too much. In fairness, like what are you going to teach Luka Modric? What are you going to teach? Some of these boys. You can put them in positions to do their best. You keep their spirits high. You keep the camp all happy. You keep them happy. You put them in a formation that works for them. It's Real Madrid 9 times out of 10. That's going to beat people. It's about keeping guys happy, keeping it all flowing, and playing good football. It's not that difficult, but it's also the most difficult thing in the world because you have to have the likes of Modric, Vinny, Mbappe that will go, oh, Don Carlo. I have that respect for him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it probably kind of has a little bit of a shelf life. Sounds like it at the moment, anyway. But yeah, Arsenal fans, man, they're going to be brilliant crack tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to be annoying. Yeah. But you know what's going to be funny though? Imagine them, all their fans on a mad run. Fair play, they won. It's a big result. But imagine Real Madrid going bang 4-5 against them next week. I'm just saying, they're going to be gutted. So in a weird way, it's a bit of a interesting sort of situation. Hence why Real Madrid need to get a goal today.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
it was just 12 months put in a. Sorry, Lee, go ahead.
A bit of a shocker, this result. None of us expected 3-0 at this stage for Arsenal. I wasn't even expecting Arsenal to win this game, never mind win it well. I thought this would probably be a draw, this game. I thought Madrid were in decent form now. But I might be wrong because I haven't been watching the league and I don't watch the league anymore. I just have to go on scraps of information that I hear. But yeah, I didn't think they'd be winning this game by this sort of margin. As I said, I didn't think they'd
Really
be winning
shouldn't.
it.
They really shouldn't.
On paper, the Madrid
Not
team,
3-0.
Mbappe, Bellingham, Camavinga was on there.
Modric
Victor
in the middle.
Jr. They got the big dogs there. You know what I mean? Weird, man. I don't understand football sometimes. How can these guys win everything all the time, then all of a sudden just sort of... It's weird. It's weird.
There was one other story there, and it's from Ornstein, so maybe gives it a little bit extra weight or whatever. But he's come out today and said it's a matter of when, not if, Virgil signs his new deal. And there's also a tweet about Mo Salah being very, very close or whatever. I can't remember the exact words. 12 man put it in there. What was it? I saw earlier. Yeah, Liverpool expect to announce a huge new contract from Mo Salah after a trusted source. Now, this is from Team Talk. A trusted source says good news is close. And then I think Ornstein was saying, I think that was the Ornstein one. And Virgil van Dijk says there's been progress in talks over a new deal at Liverpool. So potentially both of them kind of done. I'll have a look if I can do it without. Ah, shit! Bayern just scored. Tommy Muller.
There you go. I'm talking about him.
So,
But
Liverpool increasingly confident they'll soon be able to announce a new huge deal with Mo Salah after a trusted source revealed the Reds are ready to cave in. Ooh. Both player. While there's also a positive update from Van Dijk. Blah blah blah. We're talking about. Okay, some guy from Sky Sports Switzerland reported Liverpool and Salah have now reached an agreement in principle with Liverpool to extend his adventure until June 2027. So that'll be a 2-year deal. Admitting the talks have not been simple, this guy claims Liverpool chiefs have now relented in giving the player the 2-year deal he is craving, while the player himself also having agreed to a slight compromise on his wage demands. So basically, you lower your wages, we'll give you the 2-year deal. It's understood that the new arrangement will see the player hit the jackpot and take home 340 grand a week. Blah blah blah. Yeah, just that. The prospects of Liverpool tying down both Salah and Van Dijk have also been given a major lift by the trusted source Ornstein, who in a new updates stated that Virgil van Dijk has spoken in the last 24 hours and said there has been progress in talks over a new contract for him. It's been my understanding that Liverpool are confident, optimistic of renewing Van Dijk, and now it's a case of when rather than if he will put pen to paper, barring any last-minute hitches. The talks and negotiations have been positive and cordial. Turn to Sally says, same situation with Salah. It's more a case of when rather than if. That's going to happen now too. That's really good news for him. So yeah, according to this guy, basically Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah are pretty much ready to go and sign on the dotted line. When, not if. So 340k, 2 years for Mo. Sound about right?
Hope so. Hope it's right. Ditto.
Like nobody was expecting him to get a 4-year deal or anything, were they? You know?
No, I think we all knew that they weren't going to do that. It's not their business model, is it? But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy if it's
2-1.
if there's any
2-1 Inter.
yeah.
Sorry, I just have it on the phone here in front of me. 2-1 to Inter.
Did Real Madrid buy Ronaldo off Inter? Brazilian Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. He went from PSV to Barca to Inter to Real to AC Milan, I think. Yeah, 2-1 to Inter. Great breakaway goal again. But yeah, lads, what do you think on the news? If I know it's Ornstein, so it's not like some random dude, but it sounds like they're both when, not if. JK and Nalante, whichever you want. Quite cool. Are they there?
Yeah, I mean, again, been hearing these thoughts that he's going to go Saudi Arabia. I don't know, Austin say one of the main sources, but again, I believe it when I see it. When he signs the dotted line, I believe it. But let's just say hypothetically, this is true. Yeah, it's good news, but I would like them to just decide if I like to be a 2-year with an extra option depending on performances, or a 1 year with an extra option depending if he still continues his form, into the next for me. But either way, it's just confirm. It's just we just need the confirmation of both being signed, and they sign the new contracts, and then we can proceed for next. We know what we'll do next season. That's it, really. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'll take it with a pinch of salt. I just want to see it actually be done. And
That's an interesting one, actually, that you say, because the only one, like, there's no details on what kind of contract Virgil is getting. But yeah, the one with Salah, it isn't. They're coming out and saying it's a 2-year deal, and they know the wages. So that sounds like it's a lot further down the line, doesn't it? If they already know, like for Virgil, they just know that all they can say is, "Oh, there's been progress." Whereas Mo, they're saying it's a 2-year deal. The wages are 340. It sounds like that's probably much closer to being done. Otherwise, because yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'd expect Virgil to get more than a 2-year. Definitely, I'd expect Virgil maybe to be getting a 3-year deal. But Jake, I don't know if Jake is there. Like, what do you think of those Salah terms? 2 years, 340 grand a week. That's okay, is it? I mean, it's a lot of bloody money. Yeah, but I think JK might be making this dinner, is he?
JK's in the shock of the news. He's trying to find them more information.
Yeah, nice one, Jared. I mean, gamble responsibly and all that, but you need I hope you meant to buy at least 2 goals. Or else you need Madrid to score, right? Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure what think your reaction to this is going to be though, especially because now Mo is getting some heat, right? Mo's been getting some heat the last couple of weeks. People pointing out he's only scored 2 penalties in 7 games. Where his only goals is 2 penalties in 7 games. Typical Mo goes off the boil. After winter. I saw somebody put up a thumb, or well, a show there. The thumbnail was, "I want Mo gone." That was someone people here know. So one of the more popular guys. So, how do you think it's going to go down? This idea of 2 more years on 340K. Do you think it's going to be actually 100% positive, like it would have been,
Don't see
say,
why it
4 months
shouldn't
ago?
be. I think he's got 2 years left in him, so don't see why it shouldn't be positive. Same with Virgil; they've both got it left in them. It looks. So yeah, if this news is correct, which I hope it is, and I'm
Yeah,
made up.
again, assuming, yeah. Yeah, again, yeah, like you're saying, assuming it's all cool. Assuming
He
it's
doesn't
legit.
usually talk out of turn, does he? That often, Ornstein. He's usually right, isn't he,
Yeah,
with what he says?
yeah, exactly. It's kind of so it's more kind of to me anyway. Like there's him and Romano. That's what people kind of like. People call him top end merchants. I'd rather like some guy who only ever tweets something when it's actually happening. Call him a top end merchant if you want, because you get the other guys who just tweet everything all the time, and they bring up that one time they were right, rather than these boys tend to be right in what they're saying. It's probably what a lot of us thought when we were talking about, like, we did a lot of shows previously 4 or 5 months ago. I was always on the Trent will leave and the 2 boys will stay, was my call on it. I thought Virgil was nailed on. I thought Salah was maybe a little bit kind of up in the air. Sorry, who's going to come back? Oh, sorry, Jake. But yeah, I thought it was Virgil would definitely stay. Salah was kind of 50-50, but more 51 towards staying. But I thought Trent was definitely going. So yeah, I'm not overly surprised. But yeah, JK, I was just do you think, like, considering like all the, because football moves quick, we know how quickly people change their minds on football, and the fact Salah hasn't been at his best over the last, say, month and a half. Do you think like this news will be as overwhelmingly positive as it might have been, say, 3 months ago when he was breaking records every week?
No. For me, he's still Mo Salah. You know what I mean, bro? Like he got on banging 2 goals against West Ham on Sunday. That's the type of guy he is, bro. I'm just happy if he's signing. I'm happy, bro. Come on, best player in the world this season,
Yeah,
bar the last month. But you got to expect that. I'm not saying his age and stuff, but the guy puts a shift in every week. Highest goal scorer, highest assist maker in the Premier League, bro. What else do we want from this guy? Like, I don't understand how we expect so much from a guy who's gave more than we expected he was going to give this season. Let's be real here. He's blown it. He's blown us out of the park in games, like winners games, didn't that? I'm so happy Salah's playing for us, and I'm happy that if he signs a contract, I'm going to be proper happy. He was the one worry I had, and Salah and Trent the other. Virgil was the one guy I thought, you know what, he'll be all right. He's going to stay. And then Camavinga just got sent off as well. Is that mad?
yeah, full time Inter 2-1.
Oh yeah, into 2-1, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Lautaro was on the touchline like they were about to win the World Cup. That guy is not leaving Inter. Not while he's
Nah,
at
he
his
won't.
best. He is the guy. Fortese comes on there. He scores the winner. He got a yellow for taking absolutely pretty much everything off. Jersey, vest, the whole lot. But Yeah, he's a homegrown lad. Well, not hungry. He's a yeah. They're really into this win. I love to see. No, I love to see. Yeah, Inter man. They're like, if you haven't seen the first Inter goal, make sure you go and watch it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Anybody
Beautiful,
in
bro.
chat?
I've
Oh,
seen it.
just the
You know
move,
what,
the
bro?
finish,
If
outrageous finish.
Jota did that second half when he kicked off, remember he had that chance against Fulham.
Yeah. He tried to do that.
He needed to do that. He went the wrong way. He should have done what Martinez did. Outside the right foot, other side, bang, goal, bro. Simple as. As soon as I seen that goal, I said that's what Jota should have done. Yeah. But for me, Martinez, fair play to Inter. Bro, do you think this Inter team could beat anyone in the Champions League that's left? Well, for me, that's a big result away to Bayern 2-1. Good result.
It's got a
Do you
chance.
reckon they
I
can
think
go on and win it? Say again, Lee.
Oh,
chance up against Arsenal, yeah. If Madrid go out and it's Arsenal watching it, then they've got a chance against Arsenal, the way they play.
Yeah,
Be a
good.
tough opponent for Arsenal.
Yeah, that's the thing, because Villa, they can beat Villa, and PSG, they've already beaten them in the group stage. So, but again, it was a different PSG. But yeah, God, yeah, I'm worried, man.
Bro,
They
them
yeah,
got,
I'm
guys
getting
ain't
a little
gonna
bit
win
twitchy here
it.
too, Nalante.
Them
I'm
guys
getting
ain't
yeah,
gonna
a
win
bit
it.
twitchy
Come
here
on.
too.
mate. Look, who they
No,
beat
bro.
No,
Madrid. They,
Listen.
mate,
yeah, but
I'm gonna be
JK, nobody
honest.
said they were going to beat Madrid 3
No,
0 tonight, did they? And they just
yeah,
gone and done that.
I'm worried, mate, because I don't want that. That would ruin. Well, won't ruin our winning the league, but it'll take a little bit of gloss off it because everybody be like, "Oh, Arsenal, European champions," and again, nowhere to go. I get it, but if we have to look at ourselves and be very honest, if they will go through against, well, they should go through against Madrid now. They've got one leg, and they can beat PSG and Finland. They won't do as bad as we did, and that hurts me to say that. And then the final is the final, but let's see, let's see.
You
Oh
got
yeah, I'm a bit
Barcelona,
worried.
bro. You got Barcelona there. Thing is,
Well,
I
look,
don't. Yeah, go
Yeah,
on,
that's another.
Fernando.
no, I was
I
going to
don't
say,
want
JK. Hmm.
Barcelona or Bayern or any of them to win it because they'll have more than us then in the charts.
Well,
So for me, I'm going
Bayern have
Inter.
to go to the San Siro 2-1 down now.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I
I'm
trust
going
Inter.
Inter. Dortmund or Inter. Dortmund ain't going to do it for me, but I'd
No,
rather
not
have
Dortmund.
Dortmund
They'll
Inter
get
to win
back.
it.
Dortmund ain't doing it.
No, yeah. I mean, Inter. I trust Inter more than Bayern against Arsenal because you know Eric Dyer in your defense and your Bayern Munich. Yeah, that says it all. That
Oh yeah,
says it.
they needed Muller to come out as soon as they like. There's no real. I don't think there's any real kind of coincidence in what happened there, where they went one. Uh, they went 1-0 up, and they kind of just yeah they played, but you know they played an away game in the Champions League, and then when it was 1-1, they pretty much just turned it back on again and went up and scored. That like the way he has him playing is very interesting. Might not work everywhere, but it's crazy. Look at that team. He has Marco Arnautovic on the bench. He has Henrik Mkhitaryan starting games, starting like winning away at Bayern in the Champions League with a team with Mkhitaryan starting in midfield. It's very Italian. They got like a couple of random old guys. You know, it's like him. Is that the same him? Is that yeah? That's actually him. It's like okay. So that's why the thing about Inter is it has to work. You know, it's hard to back all the way through. I don't know. Under night, they can beat anybody definitely. But yeah, I'm still not. Yeah, Barcelona can beat Barcelona, PSG, and at least one other team. Inter Inter on a good in a good vein of form. Those three teams can beat Arsenal definitely. If PSG played like they did against us, yeah. But yeah, that's a hell of a result for Arsenal, without a doubt. It's a hell of a result for them. Bloody Arsenal, man. they'll be all now. Oh, they'll be all like, "Oh, what's the big deal about Madrid?" Liverpool fans always said Madrid this, Madrid that. What's the big deal?
Mm. Well, they've got to finish it. They've got to finish the tie. They've got to have the away leg, yeah.
Well, yeah, it is. You go there, you're 3-0 down, or you're 3-0 up. You're away from home. What do you do? Do you sit there?
Everyone be on the wall, bro.
Yeah, and then they score the first goal. 8 minutes
Yeah.
gone. Game
Yeah.
on. We've seen it before. We've seen it before,
Mm.
lads.
It can happen.
First goal. Yeah, if they score the first goal, we know 4-0. Yeah, even that's probably beyond them. But
Yeah. The
if
first
they
goal in
sit
that
back,
game is very important. Yeah.
yeah, if Madrid throw everything at them for the first 10 minutes, they get a goal after 8-10 minutes. That's game on. Now it becomes do not throw it away, Arsenal, and then we've seen it. Madrid can play with a bit of freedom, nothing to
They're gonna
lose,
get
kind of
it.
thing. But
Their fans are gonna be going on a mad one now. Can you imagine what they're saying? Their fans must be going mad. You know, the watch-alongs on there, the Real Madrid watch-alongs. Can you imagine it? The chaos going on.
oh, this doesn't happen to them. They lose games, but they don't get bet 3-0 away in knockout rounds. That's just not a
Yeah.
thing they do. I
Yeah.
think they lost heavily to PSG there a couple of years ago, came back, won the whole competition, but you know what, they were like 3-1 down or something, and they came back and won 4-3. But they scored twice in the last like 4 minutes or something. Rodrigo got two, came on, and they broke PSG's hearts there. I think that's what 3 years ago, maybe, when they went on to win one of them. And it's just like that's kind of peak inevitable Madrid. So, but like someone said, and I was mentioning earlier, all is not well there at the moment. All is not well at Madrid. But you look at it on paper, yeah, there's nothing wrong. They're like, oh, we have to play Valverde at right back. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. He can play right back for almost any team in the world. So yeah, maybe there is stuff going on behind the scenes where they don't have that mentality quite there anymore. But it would be bloody typical Arsenal, or well, someone else, like, because the other teams will be looking at them. How come like Atletico Madrid will be like, how did you get this version? Yeah.
Crazy. As a big up honesty in the chat, as he said, Arsenal with a clean sheet with Kivio. That's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah, that's mad. That is mad. But like I said, Trent, off you go, mate. I've said it before, mate. Yeah, exactly. Trent, off you go, mate. Like I said, I mean, look, I like Trent. I mean, he's a world class footballer. But I don't know, just Bradley, and I don't know who we're gonna buy if we replace Trent. Might be someone to be understudy, to Bradley. It might be someone that's a better right back, more experienced. That Bradley will have to compete. You have more of a chance, but Bradley, I know Bradley's not going to do what Trent does, of course. But yeah, man, Bradley, he's special, man. I'm not going to overgas him, but yeah. But another question I wanted to ask the chat and you guys in the panel with Mo, because I remember Pops. Oh, okay.
No, sorry, I was just going to say trophy for honesty for the biggest reach of all time. But yeah,
I'll leave that for you,
Honestly.
Brian. Don't bite. Brian, don't bite. So, what I was going to say to you,
It's still a
that was
fact.
funny.
It's still a fact.
It is, but anyway, I'm not going to say anything. But I was going to say to you guys in the chat, let me know. You see, with Mo, and I know Pops mentioned, Trent, missing Trent, and he's been a miss. We get it. And his connection with Salah. Is that missing Trent? Is that enough of an excuse to give him? Sorry, missing Trent is enough of an excuse to let Mo off the hook for poor performances? Would you say that, or is it a case that Mo is a world class player? He should be stepping up either way without Trent.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a partnership. We can't deny that. You know, Trent not even needing to look, just knowing. You know, Mo knowing he can see a ball going to Trent. He knows I can spin and run here. Doesn't even have to wait. Yeah, it was definitely a thing, man. Without a doubt, it was a big part of what we did. You know, Trent could play that first time anywhere from 25 to 45-yard ball into Mo's path and set him away. Didn't always work as a goal, but yeah, I think it is a big. It'll be a big miss for Mo, but adapt your game, whatever. But no, I don't think he can take it away from. You know, it's not like, oh, but now without Trent, I can't. It's not, obviously, it's not like that. But yeah, I don't think he can kind of, because they've been playing in tandem for what, 6 years now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they must have a pretty telepathic kind of, the amount of times like you'd see Trent not even look up and just know where he is on the pitch, play a ball into what he knows is a particular space. Doesn't have to be on Mo's header, it's just into space and go, that's where Mo will be running to, real quick. And yeah, that was a bit special. But look, you adapt and move on. But yeah, I don't think it can be ignored. Yeah, Tom Boland's in. I haven't seen you in a while, man. It's great to see you. Jared is saying, Jared was asked, did nobody think Arsenal had a chance against Madrid? Yeah, I thought, yeah, they could get. I was hoping Madrid could win, but I thought they could get a draw, definitely at home with a good performance. You know, um, but it resulted like I don't think I wasn't. Oh, like no, look, they could beat them 3-1. I was thinking, nah, Desmond maybe. You know, that kind of thing, and then
I
they'll
was
go to Madrid.
thinking, yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
of scores or
but not a 3-0.
yeah,
Anybody said, "Oh, I thought they'd beat them 3-4 easy." No, I don't think you find anyone out there saying that. Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of Madrid this year. I have to admit that. Seen them when they played us, obviously, but I don't watch the Liga anymore. Had I still watched the league, I probably would have given them more of a chance than I gave them because apparently they've been in really bad away form all season.
Yeah. I don't know what Nolante was saying, what to think about, because Jared saying Salah from March always has a massive fall off. So my answer is 40% yes to Trent not being there. So what do you think on? Well, I know maybe like Nolante's question was basically like about how much of Salah's drop off is down to Trent not being in there. If I'm not putting it wrong, if I put it the wrong way, then I think I'm correct.
That's perfect. That's fine, bro. It's perfect. It's fine.
So Lee or JK, what do you like? Is that something we're not taking into account, or?
I don't think it plays a massive part. I think it plays some part, but not as big as what people may think. Who else is in the team around him?
JK? Yeah. But also, I suppose when you take into account as well, Donate, that when Trent wasn't there, it was Kwanzaa, and then it was Bradley. Then might have been Kwanzaa for a bit, who isn't like as good as he is at certain stuff. Kwanzaa isn't going to do Trent stuff. or even the kind of Bradley version of Trent stuff. And then there's Jones as well. So there's also been a bit of a kind of a rotation of players behind him too, that he wouldn't have natural part, especially Kwanzaa and Jones. He wouldn't have worked up a partnership with them. So I think I put in some, but he can. Bradley and him should be a good partnership as well in different ways. With Bradley's pace and Bradley's willingness to attack and run at opposition tracking winners and fullbacks, to maybe give Mo a little bit more, like more than say a Kwanzaa or a Jones would. Bradley's much more natural at doing that, I think. But yeah, it seems to be, the lads are probably a bit busy. We've done 2 hours on it there. I think we'll wrap that up, I suppose. We may as well. Unless anybody has anything else they were itching to talk about or wanted to bring up.
Cool, no problems. All I'm gonna say is, guys, me, JK, and again the boys, if they're free, I'm gonna do a show at 10:30, on LFC Reds Forever. So if you guys, guys, and
Okay,
just
cool.
join, yeah.
Can
So we'll
anybody
just,
put the link in the chat there?
I'll
If
get the link,
anyone
Brian.
is a mod there, you can put the link in for
Yeah,
Fozzie's channel, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you can,
Okay,
or
cool.
I'll get the link.
Yeah. Lads are going to be over there at 10:30, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, 10:30, Brian.
Cool. You know what to do, so folks.
Faith in Madrid. Keep the faith that Madrid can pull this back at the Bernabeu. It's not the first time they've had to do it. But it's a big ask. 3-0.
Get that first goal, Lee. That's all they need, isn't it? First
Mm.
goal, 8 minutes, and Arsenal start going, oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's all you need. It's all you need. But Arsenal get that first one after 4 minutes. Stupid mistake or a lucky break or whatever, or a good move. 4-0 down. Watch those white hankies come out and the boos ringing down from the Bernabeu. Yeah, man. That's football, isn't it? On a knife edge. That's what's good about it.
And then Arsenal losing the semi to Villa.
Oh, you see, exactly. We're never we're never far, never more than a moment away from something like that happening. So, yeah, it's sad. Like we're saying at the start of the night, it's like, look, it's annoying that we're not in it. It's Champions League. We wanted us to be in it, but we're not. So we may as well enjoy a bit of top level football at least, and other things that are happening. And Harry Kane missing basically 3/4 of an open goal to hit the post. Oh, the curse is real, lads. The curse is real.
Well, we didn't want Bayern winning it anyway because they'd be on 7 then.
No, they don't touch the sides for me in terms of they could have 10 and I wouldn't even I'd get it wrong in the quiz. I just don't really care about them. I just, like in terms of our numbers and all that, but Bayern don't really kind of annoy me or stir up any real hatred in me. Do you know what I mean? They're just one of those kind of, whatever type clubs. I'd like us to be above them in the list, all right, but I suppose if I was German, maybe different, but
Right. Like for me, Bayern Munich are like the Man United of Germany. Yeah. Under the Fergie reign, that era. That's what Bayern are. Yeah. So for me, not my favourite team in Germany. No.
No, probably. Have you got the link in there? That's for Fuzzies. I don't see the.
I can put it in
Sure.
there. He's got a link. He's got a show coming on. Share.
Yeah, as you put it in.
Yeah.
Put the link. Yeah,
I'll
Pops
put
is
it in
here.
now.
Yeah, put the link in for Fozzie's chat, man. Nalante's going live at 10:30.
Okay.
So
then.
yeah. Villa ain't going to happen, but it would be pretty bloody. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Didn't want to swear. That'd be fucking crazy. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the link is in the chat there for Fozzie's at 10:30. So go over there, watch that. Thank you for everyone to being in. No 12 man tonight, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's just us, just the subs bench. And
That's it.
yeah, fucking good play, Arsenal. You know, wankers. Gritted teeth. Fuck me, the fans tomorrow.
Right, I didn't know you're that nice of a man.
Imagine them tomorrow, man. These boys.
Oh,
Boys
no.
tomorrow.
Listen, you know what? I'll say this. I pray to God, and I'm a prayerful man. You know, I believe in God, but I really do pray that our potential Premier League win doesn't get overshadowed by Arsenal and Man United in Europe. Oh no. I don't think I could take that.
That would
I don't
be,
think I could take.
yeah, that would be a kick in the balls, wouldn't it, to be
It would,
overshadowed?
isn't it, Lee? Not saying, but it's just I'm getting you know, this yeah. We need to change the mood. We need these players to just kind of change the mood back. So yeah. Listen, I'll be Hala Madrid. I'll be au revoir en français. I'll be Villa. Come on, Bloom. Come on, Villa. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be wearing.
Steve Staunton, Paul McGrath, Ray out and get me the shots.
Hey, the legends. Hey, good old
Yeah,
Dion Dublin.
legends,
Dion
one of
Dublin. Bang. Yeah. Mark Draper. Good old Mark Draper. You know, all of that, and then
some 90s football right there, Mark.
yeah,
Remember when Mark Draper
Mark.
was a good right
Yeah,
winger? That was the standard
yeah,
for wingers. Oh, he's
no
good,
doubt.
you know, Draper, because he could
Yeah,
cross
Mark
it.
Draper. What
All he had
about
to really
Alan
do was
Wright?
run quick and cross the ball.
Yeah, little Alan Wright, the wing back.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the last wing back.
Yeah, remember him, Lee? Remember him, guys? Yeah.
I'll put all the links for everyone's channels in there. Yours, Brian, Nalante's. Everyone subscribe to Nalante. He's got his channel up and running. I'll put Pops's in there as well. I'll put myself in there as well. We're just waiting for yours now, Lee.
Okay.
Yeah. We need
get your
the
channel
lead
sorted.
files.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Lee, you can start your channel with in 1988 near the cup final when you were with Rachel and when Tracy didn't know you at the time. You can start there.
Oi.
Hey, Lee. Well, I'll be watching. I'll tell you what. A lot of us be watching that for your chronicles, Lee. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet.
I'll lay it all out for everyone, like all the scandalous details.
It's good
I
to have a
know
laugh.
Trudon, I know, but like
Big up, Pops.
Trudon is saying we've got 6.
True.
Arsenal will be on 1. No comparison. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a comparison.
Yeah, because they're going to
It
blow
is.
that up 1.
I want
into
it to
like
be
10.
0.
It's like City. Yeah, it's like
0.
City.
Yeah, we
won
want
the
it to be
Champions
I don't
League
want
now.
them to win nothing.
and
I don't
0.
care.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not even a corner, bro.
No, I don't even
I
want
can't
it to,
believe. You know what?
I don't even want
year,
it to be in finals. No, Jake,
Exactly.
it offended me when they were in that final against
against
Barcelona.
Barca.
It
Yeah.
offended me.
And they should have won it. Yeah, they really should have won it. This is the thing.
know-
It can happen.
Henrik
know what,
Larsson,
bro?
man. Don't mess
Mhm.
with Henrik Larsson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You know, this
Alligator,
season has been.
scored the winner.
We're supporting teams where they've actually done damage to us over the years. Real Madrid and Man City in the last week. We supported Man City against United in the derby the other day. We supported Real Madrid
Oh, I
against
didn't.
Arsenal. What's going on, man?
No, I don't support. Yeah, that's the thing is I don't really. Yeah, it's like who are you supporting in that game? I'm not supporting either. I'm a Liverpool fan. You know, I know who I want to win it. It's the
Oh,
team. It's the guy that wants us, or the thing that benefits us most. So if that's City tomorrow, it's Man United the next day. That's the result I want. You know, I can watch it. I don't give a shit like that. You know, I've no like because I don't want this because they're that. And it's like no, I want them to win because if they win, it gives us a bigger lead. I don't care if it's Man United. I want Liverpool to have the biggest lead. If that means Arsenal winning is good for us, or Man United winning is good for us, cool. Let them win that day. I don't care. You know, especially like a team like Man United this year. What's it going to do for their?
Yeah. Because
You'll see.
normally, Brian,
Well,
City are 3 points ahead of us. So what would have
yeah.
happened was we would have all supported United on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Well,
Undercover.
yeah. Well, it's more
None
about
of
I
us would
want
have said
City to
mm,
anything.
lose, not like you want United to win. It's like nope, I want City to lose. That's it.
Yeah,
Starts and
yeah,
ends with that.
yeah. Simple as.
Makes
That's
it easier.
football,
That.
man. That's why football's the craziest game in the world, man.
Yeah,
Making
you
this.
can let it twist
Yeah.
your melon, as they say, as Sean Ryder would say. You can let it twist your melon if you want, but something you can just make it easy too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go,
Mm-hmm.
how can you want them to win? How can you want them to? It's like, nah, sit down. Let me tell you about football. You know, don't give a shit. Don't give a shit what they're called as long as it's good for us. You know,
That's the main
like,
thing. Yeah.
yeah. Now, this other shit gets personal. It's irrelevant really to us who wins any of these games in the Champions League now. It's irrelevant to us other than our total. But yeah, now you can pick and choose shit. Now, yeah, I want Arsenal to lose purely out of spite and bitterness. Definitely. You know, we used to get along with them okay until
Isn't
fairly recently. There was never any
Yeah.
animosity between Liverpool and Arsenal, or even
No
after
one.
the Open final
Yeah.
or the Mark Walters thing at you know 1989 and all that. You know, it was like, yeah, okay, look, fair dues. There was never any hatred. It's only just this kind of recent. I call it like the Arteta years. Really,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it's only really started like then
Yeah.
for some reason, and I don't know why.
I know why.
I don't know why either.
Because
I don't see
Arteta.
what's.
Because
Go ahead,
Arteta
sorry.
is a Tory. He's played for Everton. Played for Rangers. He's a Tory, isn't he? It's because of that, bro. He played "You'll Never Walk Alone" in his training sessions.
Yeah, on the boombox.
There you go.
Yeah, the
There you
cheap
go.
ass boombox, man. It did like he
So
was
what
like,
is he filling the players'
yeah,
heads up and the fans' heads up with about Liverpool? You know, Liverpool are opponents of Arsenal this season. You know, if it weren't us, Arsenal would be top of the league right now. You know what I mean? So they're gonna go against us. Well, I think us fans as a fan base, if we were in second now, we wouldn't be doing what Arsenal would be doing to us. You know, like the way Arsenal and United fans just pickpocketing, doing watch-alongs and this and that, waiting for us to trip up. We wouldn't be doing that. Like, I couldn't imagine 12th man doing a Man United against Man City watch-along, if you know what I mean,
I
or
could.
an Arsenal watch-along. We ain't
No,
gonna
I
do that
could. If it
really. But
meant
them
if it
guys
was a
all love,
title
they love it.
decider, if it was a title decider, like in a big
Yeah, yeah,
game, I could
fair
see
enough.
some. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, these guys do it every week. I know the people. I mean, like every week they watch Liverpool.
Uh-huh.
You know, what are you doing, man? Yeah, they do. Us. Oh, we do watch-alongs. That's what we do. It's like, well, yeah,
mm,
you're a Man United fan and our channel, and you do Man United stuff, and the only other non-Man United stuff you do is you watch Liverpool,
Yeah.
pretty much,
Yep.
because you know that's going to get a load of people going on your channel, basically saying, "Who the fuck are you, a Man United fan, to be talking about Liverpool?" That's all they want,
Mm-hmm.
because
mm.
there's 1,000 of them out there. They just do that once every stream. You got a load of people in there slagging you off. They're like, "Nice one."
Yep. We're
They
the
don't
number
care
one
what
team in
happens.
England, bro. And that's what happens. Like that's the bigger picture now. We are right now the greatest team in England's history of English football. Liverpool people don't even feel English. That's the mad thing about it, bro. You know what I mean? That's actually a beautiful thing in a weird sort of way. That Liverpool are right. They're not viewed as part of England or whatever, but they're the best team in that England. You know what I mean?
The rest of the country doesn't like us.
They don't like us, bro. They don't.
Don't want us as English people.
You know what? In the old days, fans from Newcastle, Chelsea, whatever, would probably have supported Liverpool in them 70s, 80s Champions League finals, European games, because that's what it was like them days, you know. Oh, okay. It's another British team in there. We'll go and support them. You know, it was the thing that fans did. And over
Yeah,
the years,
that's
as
what I
you
did
said,
when I was a kid. We did
that's
that
what it
when I
was,
was a
Brian.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
now
what you just said about Arteta
not
coming
Man
in,
United, obviously. Not
yeah,
Man United.
not them, but everyone else, yeah, sound.
But Man United were never in Europe back then. So no, that was the
True.
thing. Basically, like what I'd be talking was, say, Forest or Villa. That was the thing that you did when I was a kid. Was if we were in it because it was straight knockout. Now this is before my time, kind of. So I'm kind of reminiscing about so I wasn't actually watching, but reading through the paper. So it was like basically, if we got knocked out, you would then support the next English team that was in it. Now that would be crazy to some people now, but that's just what you did when you were a kid. When I was a kid, it's just like, oh well, we're out. Well, Arsenal and Villa are still in it. Say, it's like okay, I'm going to support Villa then for the rest of it, and that was normal to do. It wasn't like you were supporting another team. It's just like that's just kind of what you did. You backed the other English team that was in the competition. I don't know how long that's been gone, probably 20 years, definitely since the internet. But back in the 80s, yeah, as a young kid, it was like, oh, Liverpool are out. Okay, well, I'm going to support Villa. So,
Mm.
and that was totally normal. It wasn't weird. Now you're supposed to laugh at them and hate them and, oh, you have no chance, yada, yada, yada. You know, no, but yeah, that was just normal what you did back in the day. Maybe just a sort of an Irish thing because, well, you got to support somebody. Liverpool are out, so who are you going to support?
Big Ron's brown leather. We support that. Lots of support for Big Ron's long brown leather.
How could you not?
Oh, it
Right.
can't be forgotten. It
This
will
went
not.
on a bit longer.
Will
Leonardo,
be.
you're ready to start your show in 2 minutes, I think, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to hit this
I'll
end
put
stream button up here in the top right hand corner. So,
Stick it in the
there's the
WhatsApp.
link.
Stick the link in the WhatsApp. So
Yeah, I'll do that, bro. No problem.
Cheers.
There's the link for all you guys in the chat. If you want to come over to Fozzie's, all us guys will go over there. You can come and join us as well. And bless up 12 man as you couldn't be with us today as well. Respect. Bro.
Yeah. 12th man is doing a Liverpool FC in terms of taking a week off. He's taking a rest, a breather.
He's doing a grab. He's doing
He's
what
doing a grab.
Gravenberch and Van Dijk need doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
12 is showing Slot the way. Rest.
yeah, he's rotating me in, you know.
Exactly,
and the
you are,
boys
bro.
go,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, bro,
Yeah.
you're more
I'm
than a
Harvey Elliott
rotation.
for the night. I'm Harvey Elliott for the night. Now, see, I fucked it up. I told you he never should have started. Yeah. But like Tom said, yeah, he remembers celebrating Forest and Villa back in the day.
Yeah,
That's how it
yeah.
used to go. Yeah, that was not. Yeah, but hey, try to tell that to a 14-year-old now. He look at you
Yeah.
like
Oh,
you're
bro.
really.
Even the older ones, bro. Like none of them would wish us. Like Forest fans would have wanted PSG against us if they're all at home watching the game. They wouldn't say, "Oh, we want Liverpool." It
Oh,
is.
not now.
It's just the
No,
way it
no,
is.
no, no.
Yeah, nowadays, no, that
Yeah,
ain't happening now.
it's gone. Yeah,
Oh,
you have to
It's
hate.
gone.
You gotta hate him. Yeah, and they'd have the old granddad sitting in the corner. I remember back in the day. They're like, "Shut up, granddad. We hate these guys now." You know. But then you go and sit down in the pub with people. You know, to be normal people.
I only
You know,
ever
but
disliked
yeah,
Man United. I used to support the other clubs. I was supporting Arsenal against Barca for Wenger
oh
in
wow.
2005. because 2006, sorry, because I liked Wenger. It had nothing to do with the Arsenal fans. It was to do
Yeah, I
with
like
the
Wenger. Yeah.
Wenger as a man and as an influence on English football with the skill he brought from France and all over the world with his players. He just brought so many great players here that I wanted it for him at the time. I wouldn't feel that way probably now if they were playing Barca tomorrow in the final. I'd be supporting Barca probably.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is mad though when you think about like he's famous for kind of bringing in the techie players, and there's none more techie than Bergkamp basically, and it was Rioch, the guy that lasted one season there,
Mm-hmm.
and David
Bruce.
Dean was the guy that brought him in.
Mhm.
Bergkamp was there a full year before Wenger turned up. Like, I don't think any manager can ever have walked into a club and looked at a player and went, "Yes." Like, just like it's just like they brought your couch from home. It's the most perfect player. It's like this is how we can do like, because Bergkamp was rough. He could go to war with the best of them, but he had the skills. But yeah, listen, that's been the 12 man's show for tonight. So everybody needs to head straight on over to Fozzie's Sport in Atlante and Sport Fozzie's show. And there's no need to end it tonight, lads. We're still ready to go. It's just a different channel. Just change the channel. Same
Just click on the link there, bro,
different
at the
batch
bottom.
now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, make sure you all hit the like and subscribe on the way out if you haven't done already. And tomorrow night there'll be something. Don't know what it'll be, but there will be something again tomorrow night. So we'll see you all again then. Take care, everybody. Good night.